What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Positive Vibe Gang channel, and today we have a very special video for y'all. Recently, Courtside Films dropped a video called What Happened to These Famous High Schoolers. If y'all don't know Courtside Films, it's basically a YouTube channel that does a lot of high school, college basketball highlights, stuff like that. But this video really caught my eye. There are a lot of players. We shouldn't call them busts, okay, because they are all, I'm sure everybody in this video, even if they haven't made the NBA, are still phenomenal basketball players. So I don't want to call them busts, but at the same time, there are a lot of players they get a lot of potential, they get a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? They get a lot of, they get put on a pedestal kind of early in their career, high school, middle school, you know what I'm saying? They're pushed in social media, but not all of them reach their full potential or reach the expectations that people set for them. So I think this video is really going to be interesting to see what happened to some of these old high school players that we thought were going to be the next big thing, and just, I don't want to say flopped. But maybe they just didn't reach their full potential. So I hope you got your snacks. I hope you locked in. This is going to be a very interesting video.
We take a deep dive into the most popular high school basketball players in the last decade and where they are now.
How do you have a hairline like that in high school? I've seen this nigga before. Bro, there's no way you're a high schooler with that bad of a hairline. I've never seen that before.
Where they are now. Bruh. Jalen Fisher was a viral sensation in the 2006.
I've seen this dude before. I've not watched a lot of his highlights. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about Jalen Fisher. I have seen him before.
16 class.
I never really watched him.
In ESPN's rankings and committed to TCU. He played 3 seasons there, averaging 10.9 points.
That's right. That's where I've seen him before. I've seen him play at TCU. I've never watched him play in high school.
And 4.2 assists, all while battling knee injuries. He transferred to Grand Canyon University and unfortunately was listed as academically ineligible. Jalen Fisher left Grand Canyon to pursue a pro career in Bulgaria. He played 4 games there, averaging 17 points per game. Last year, Fort Wayne Mad Ants acquired Fisher in the NBA G League's available player pool, but he was released. If I had to bet, the Memphis native is somewhere giving somebody buckets right now. Jason Bosch.
Okay, so that's not really that bad. He still played professional overseas, so he was still a professional basketball player. That's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't play in the NBA. He got let go of the G League. Okay, but he played professionally. You know what I'm saying? But, and shout out to him. I have seen him play at TCU a couple times. I watched him play, so I know he looked familiar. He's definitely very good at basketball, just didn't make it to the NBA. That's fine. Now this I remember. This I bro, I think I was in either middle school or high school at the time. I saw this dude, Jathan Bosch. I don't know if it's Jathan or Jason. He was cold, but I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard his name in like over 6 years.
At the 2017 NEO Showcase.
This game was crazy though.
I'm sure most of y'all remember these clips, but this matchup got millions of views. Jason attends Downey Christian High School.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
The same school Julian Newman went to prior to Prodigy Prep. At Downey Christian, Jathan Bosch averaged 19 points and 6 assists per game. And Bosch ended up playing at Daytona State for a year and transferred to Albany Tech JUCO, where he averaged 6.9 points per game. He is still trying to find a place to play now that his JUCO career is over.
Hey, shout out to him. I'm surprised he played JUCO. He seemed at least like a Division II player to me. I obviously didn't watch like a lot of him, but from what I saw, I mean, I thought he would play at a higher level. But shout out to him. Hopefully he finds a place to play. He was definitely good.
Johnson was one of the top recruits in the 2022 class and
Dior Johnson was crazy.
most hated.
He was a beast.
Played alongside Bronny James.
I think I know what happened to him though.
On LeBron's Strive for Greatness team. For high school, Dior never really found a permanent school. He played for 9 different high schools.
That's insane.
And then
Playing for 9 different high schools, even if you reclass once, that's 5 years. That means that he never stayed with one high school the whole season. That's actually bad. That's pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie.
committed to Pittsburgh, where he continued to find difficulty staying on the court. Dior recently pled guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges this past December. He ended up taking a red shirt and remained on the Pittsburgh roster until September 11th when he signed to Clarendon JUCO in Texas. Clarendon is known for helping people.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I did hear about the whole misdemeanor thing, the charges. It's pretty sad, man. He had a lot of potential, he kind of just threw it away. Obviously, I don't know the whole story, but from my perspective, that's what it looks like. Hopefully, he can find a way to bounce back. But yeah, Dior Johnson was a beast, bro.
Will get to the next level. Next on the list,
This is Sharif Cooper's brother, right?
twin brother,
Yep,
Omar. Now, some people may not know who this is.
I've heard of him.
When Sharif was at McEachern, Omar was playing at the Walker School in Georgia. Unfortunately, he broke his leg and tore his patellar tendon
damn.
during the 2020 season. He played JUCO ball at Clarendon for 2 years and just committed to McNeese State in Louisiana. And he's going to be playing under Will Wade, who's already proven that he's a legit college basketball coach. 6'5",
Shout out to Omar Cooper.
420-pound Nyquil Alexander.
Oh, I thought we were looking at the tall nigga. Bro, I thought we were looking at the tall nigga at first. What the fuck?
Went viral in 2015 for guarding Taco
What'd I say in the
Fall.
last video?
After Taco was
If you fat and you play basketball, you either a liability or you're a beast.
dominating his team, they subbed Nyquil in to try to stop him. As you can see, Nyquil is built for football. He was a great defensive tackle and offensive
Bro,
lineman.
what size is
He
that
went to
jersey?
Merced College and did well there. He received interest from Miami and the University of Missouri. He ended up making
Holy
the
shit.
transfer to Arkansas Pine Bluff. And after his football career ended, he started his own apparel company. Kyrie
Shout out to
Walker
him.
first drew national attention for his dunks in middle
Kyrie Walker's a beast.
He took an
That nigga was in high school for like 12 years.
Initially,
Wasn't he? I think he was in a Frigga video.
Arizona State.
That's the last time I seen him.
Decided to forego
So I'm talking too much. Hold
He
on.
took an unconventional path to the pros. Initially, Kyrie committed to Arizona State. He later decided to forego college basketball and join an NBA training program. He went undrafted in the 2021 NBA draft.
Damn.
Capital City Go-Go gave him a chance. He was later waived and signed with the Scarborough Shooting Stars of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. There, he is averaging 12.8 points and almost 5 boards. Kyrie is only 22. He could still make it to the league. 5'7", Akil.
No, yeah, the last time I saw Kyrie Walker, he was in a Frigga video. He looked good. Like you said, he's still young, still has a chance. I don't think that the NBA thing that he was doing, what is the NBA training camp, I feel like he should have just stuck with college, you know, or went to the G League. I don't know like what that was about, but he could definitely still find a way. He's playing professionally, so that's good. But shout out to Kyrie Walker.
Carr was an electric
Akil Carr might have the greatest basketball mixtape of all time.
ball player out of Baltimore. Although we didn't film him, we were just like y'all watching his highlights on Hoop Mixtape. His games at Patterson High School were so packed, they had to move to Morgan State's arena.
That's
They
insane.
called Akil Carr the Crime Stopper because they think crime went down in Baltimore during his games. He played in the NBA Developmental League for a year after high school and then went undrafted in the 2014 draft. Now, Akil Carr
Shout out to Akil Carr, bro. The dude is a beast. He's a beast.
First on the
I don't care if he went undrafted, bro. He's a beast.
American scene from the Philippines in 2019. You see what I did there? He was a 4-star recruit, but had the
Damn.
whole country of Philippines supporting him. In 2020, he chose to take the
He's a
NBA
monster.
Ignite route
I've never heard of
and
him.
forego his college eligibility. Soto was expected to miss several games with Ignite after he opted to play for the Philippine national team in 2021. There were some issues regarding travel back to the United States because of COVID-19, and eventually he was able to return to the U.S., but the NBA G League announced that they had reached a mutual decision that Soto would no longer be able to rejoin Ignite. So he signed to play for the Adelaide 36ers in the Australia National Basketball League. After a year, Soto declared for the 2022 NBA draft. He worked out for some teams, but went undrafted. He went back to the Adelaide 36ers, and now he plays for the Hiroshima Dragonflies. Jimma Gatwick.
Shout out to him. Never heard of him before, but he looked good in those highlights. A lot of these guys going undrafted. That's tough because you watch them, you think that they're beasts. That just goes to show you, like, how good the competition is, bro. And some of these guys, like, they aren't pushed as much on social media. They don't get put on a pedestal. You know, their name isn't as big as some of these other guys, but that doesn't mean they're not as good. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media will hype up certain players, and then there will be like 15, 20, 30 players just as good as the person that they're hyping up. But you don't know that because they don't have as big of a name. They're not as marketable or whatever the case is. So that just goes to show you, like, the competition is insane.
Which is one of the best high school
That's,
dunkers
bro,
in the
what the fuck? How is that even humanly possible?
Dragonflies. Jimma Gatwick is one of the best high
Yeah, that nigga was crazy.
school dunkers in recent memory. He was first seen on the national stage
He
at
was
our
crazy.
June camp in 2018. He absolutely blew up
What the
after
fuck?
his dunk in Vegas.
That was when he sat on it? Yeah, that was
He
insane.
chose to go pro instead
That was against Jalen Suggs' team and Chet Holmgren.
of college, and then he pulled his name
What?
from the 2020 NBA draft. In 2021, he was listed on the Sioux Falls Skyforce training camp roster, but since then,
Damn.
he has been working to get on a team to play professionally.
That nigga's flying.
Jimma Gatwick is probably somewhere right now throwing down dunks you've probably never seen. In high school,
He's flying.
Darnell Rogers was one of the leading scorers in the country at only 5'2".
I heard
In
of
his
him.
junior season, he averaged 28.2 points, 6.9 assists, and 5.1 steals per game. He had multiple Division I offers, but committed to Florida Gulf Coast. He became the shortest scholarship recipient in D1 history. He didn't receive a lot of playing
Shout out to
time,
him.
so he transferred to a JUCO for a year and landed at UMBC, where he was able to shine. As a senior, he averaged 12 points and over 3 assists. Basketball never stopped for Darnell. He was recently seen hooping in a pro-am. Hansel Emmanuel captured the hearts of the masses when he burst onto the scene.
Bro, I remember when he first blew up, bro. It fucking social media was going crazy. It was going crazy. Like, he was doing shit people couldn't even couldn't even dream about, bro. He was doing the impossible.
He's a viral internet star who came to America just a couple years ago. He is an inspiration because he dominates basketball with one arm. He lost his left arm at just 6 years old, and he never let that hold him back. When Hansel came to America, he could barely speak English, but he let his game do the talking. His stellar play got him a D1
Denzel Emmanuel, bro. Shout out to him. I wish the best for him. Bro, he's a fucking beast and inspiration. A great basketball player.
His mixtapes ever created. In the video, he was only 14 years old, and the sky was the limit. He ended up having a really good high school career at Hammond School in South Carolina. He averaged 18.9 points, 4.5 rebounds, and over 5 assists per game as a senior. He committed to play for North Carolina, and he battled through injuries and playing time. After 3 years at UNC, he transferred to South Carolina, where he played there for a year, and then to Morgan State, where he used his extra year of eligibility from COVID to end his college career. In July, 7th announced he's going to play in the Ireland Super League for the Blue Demons Basketball Club. Michi Baldhead Terry
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Seventh
himself
Woods.
on the map when he matched up against LaMelo Ball. As you can see in this clip, shot by MSH-TV, he wasn't backing down from anyone. Baldhead was locking LaMelo up on defense, and he got in his face quite a bit. And when he drew this offensive foul, he let it be known to LeVar Ball that he would be here all game.
Nah, that shit was
You could
crazy.
tell LeVar respected it. Michi Terry
He was on his
offered a
ass.
scholarship
I ain't gonna
to
lie.
Cleveland State, but it was taken away due to a coaching change. He did a prep year at DME Academy, where he impressed Cleveland State's coach enough to get the offer again. And Baldhead Terry stayed there for a year and then transferred to Lamar Community College. At Lamar, he averages 7.4 points per game and 2.5 assists. As far as I know, he's still there and about to start his sophomore season. And some things never change. Baldhead Michi was going at professionals in a pro-am in Minnesota this summer. He still got that dog in him. Y'all remember the bruh meme? Bruh. It was Tony Farmer, a top recruit from Ohio. After he was found guilty of kidnapping and assault,
I've
he was
never heard of
sentenced
Tony
to
Farmer.
3 years.
I think I'm gonna skip this one. Never heard of him. Oh, this, I need to know what happened to this dude. Wasn't he like 8 feet tall or
Do you
something?
guys remember 7'8" Rob Bobrowski?
Yeah.
He first went viral when he was seen
Bro. Nigga, that's scary. The way he moves is fucking scary. Why does he run like that?
He first went viral when he was
Oh,
seen
nah,
dominating
bro.
15
That's
Q in
freaky.
Italy. He garnered the attention of
Nigga, that is scary to look at. Holy shit.
Inspired.
He's so tall and lanky and he looks like if he falls, he's gonna snap.
Prep school in Geneva,
Bro, that's
Ohio,
fucking
where he would go to
freaky.
play.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, his basketball career was cut short, but he went on to sign with Rochester University, where he was listed on their JV roster as a junior. But some people said he no longer plays. If you have more information, comment below. Julian
Bro, nigga, I'm not even gonna make no more jokes about that.
When he was in
Julian Newman might be the biggest fall off ever.
5th grade, he was playing varsity basketball at Downey Christian High School.
5th grade playing varsity is kind of crazy though. That kind of feels illegal, but that's crazy.
Art Boys
That might be the biggest flex of all time.
mixtape blew him up from there. His plan was to play overseas in the NBL, according to his dad. However, that was over 2 years ago, and he still hasn't gotten there. Julian has not given up on his hoop dreams. In a recent podcast, he
Y'all couldn't find a better picture than this? Come on, gang.
said that Mark Cuban told him to stay ready and that he would give him a shot to play on the Mavs G League team. Do y'all think Newman has a chance in the league? Comment
Damn.
below. Julian's
Nah, but Julian Newman, bro, I feel like his dad was trying too hard to like push. Like his dad thought he was LeVar or something, bro. I think a lot of that falls on the dad, but hey, man, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he was a beast, but think it's just his play style. His play style and his height were his two biggest weaknesses.
Sister Jaden Newman also garnered a ton
Damn.
of attention because she was a prodigy in her own right. At only 13 years old, she hit 17 threes in a varsity game.
That's
She
crazy.
ended up with 70 points. And her and Julian ended up moving from Florida to Vegas, where Jaden finished her high school career at Liberty. Jaden averaged 9 points her senior year and committed to play at Cal State LA. At 5'7", Trey
that's it?
Jefferson was simply too quick and crafty to be guarded. He grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, I remember
and
him.
Played on the same AAU team as Kevon Looney. These two were a dynamic duo, and he put Milwaukee running Rebels on the map. After his storied high school career, Trey went to Texas Southern,
He was shifty.
where he averaged 15 points per game his freshman year and led them to the NCAA tournament. His sophomore year, he led the nation in scoring for most of the year, finishing with an impressive 23 points per game. After his sophomore year, he decided to transfer out of Texas Southern, but never found a school. He still hoops, but he's going crazy on the mic under the name FEG Bandman. Isaiah Jelly
Bro, this shit make me wanna fucking hoop right now.
was one of the originators of
Bro,
Jelly
Isaiah Washington used to be one of my favorite. He might have been my favorite player when I was in like 8th or 9th grade. I used to watch his videos all the time, bro. I used to watch his highlights, his mixtapes. Bro, that nigga was a fucking monster.
He was named Mr. Basketball of New York in 2017, and he went on to play at Minnesota. After a couple years, he transferred to Iona to be closer to his family, and he ended his collegiate career at Long Beach State. Now, he's playing overseas with Skyliners Frankfurt. Malik Newman was a
Shout out to him, bro. He made it to the pros.
unanimous 5-star recruit. After his high school career at Callaway that included 4 5A state championships, Newman committed to Mississippi State University to play college basketball. After his first season there, he transferred to Kansas. And in
I remember
his
seeing him
only
play on
season at
Kansas.
He averaged 14.2 points, 5 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game, and was named Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. Newman went undrafted in the 2018 NBA draft. However, he was signed by the Sioux Falls
What the fuck?
Skyforce of the NBA G League.
I don't even want to know the context of that mustard shit.
Traded to Canton
That was
Charge,
freaky.
And after 1 year with them, he played for 2 years overseas and was re-signed by the Cleveland Charge. Unfortunately, after 2 years on the team, he suffered a season-ending injury and was waived.
That's
He's currently
tough.
playing professionally in Russia. Terrence 2K Ferguson had
I never heard it. Oh wait, no, I have heard of Terrence Ferguson. Never mind. We gonna watch it.
The McDonald's All-American was ranked number 11 in a loaded 2016 class. After
I didn't know he
high school,
ranked that high.
He signed to play with the Adelaide 36ers in Australia. He was then selected 21st in the 2017 NBA draft. And after 3 seasons with the Oklahoma City Thunder, he was traded to the New York Knicks. The Knicks ended up waiving him, and after bouncing between EuroLeague and G League teams over the past couple years, Ferguson finally found a place in the Polish Basketball League. In the 2022-23
Dude, that's a high ass lob to catch. That is a high ass lob, bro. That nigga was athletic.
he put up a respectable
It's
8.5
athletic.
points per game. And on that same team in Poland, he's playing with
I never heard of Trayvon Duval. This is the one I want. Bro, Trayvon Duval, pause. What the fuck? Trayvon Duval, for those that don't know, was the number 1 point guard in class of 2018, I think, or 2019. He's about to say it, but he was literally being compared to like guys like Derrick Rose, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook. Like, bro, and he committed to Duke, McDonald's All-American. Like, bro, he was supposed to be like one of the next biggest point guards to come out of like college basketball. It was insane. The hype was crazy. And then he got to Duke, and like I don't know what happened, bro. He didn't look like himself when he played at Duke. I don't know if it was the system, the coaches, but something like he was not a good fit for Duke. So I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Was an electric player his whole high school career. Easily one of our favorite hoopers to film of all time. In high school, he won both the Peach Jam and the Under Armour Championship, on top of winning the championship at the MBPA Top 100 camp. After that storied high school career, he committed to Duke, and following his first year, he declared for the 2018 NBA draft. He was the first Duke player that was a one and done to go undrafted. And after that, he signed with the Houston Rockets and had a stint in the G League. Back in April, he signed to play in the Dominican Republic. Corey Sanders grew his fame.
So he said he's playing it professionally?
And had a stint in the G League. Back in April, he signed to play in the Dominican Republic.
So he's still playing professionally in the DR. Shout out to Trayvon Duval, man. I thought we were gonna get more info on that, but Trayvon Duval, man, one of the most entertaining basketball players, one of the most fun players to watch. Back when he was in high school, college didn't work out, but I'm glad that he found some professional team to play for. Now Corey Sanders is another big player that had a lot of hype. I remember seeing him somewhere recently. I don't remember where, but I believe he's playing professionally. I'm not sure. We're about to find out.
Corey Sanders grew his fame because his dope documentaries on home team hoops blew up.
Those documentaries were fire. His, Ronaldo Segu, they had some home team hoops was going crazy. Sharif O'Neal.
Just 62, but played like a 5-star talent. Now I know some people are gonna come at me. I do not know anything about the State University of New Jersey, the Rutgers, but that is where Corey Sanders went to college. And now that we have that out of the way, over the 3 years at that university, he averaged 14.6 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. After his junior season, he declared for the 2016 NBA draft. Sanders signed a deal with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers of the NBA G League, and he was later waived by the Vipers. He signed a multi-year contract with his hometown Lakeland Magic, and after a year, he decided the best option was overseas. He's been going crazy in Poland, leading the team in points and assists with 17.8 and 6.9.
Hey, shout out to Corey Sanders, bro. Absolute beast on the court. Like his mixtapes, his documentaries. I watched him playing Rutgers. He was going crazy. We might actually watch some of his pro highlights. They were talking about he's the leading player in scoring and assists. So obviously he's doing crazy over there. I might watch some Corey Sanders overseas highlights on here, bro, because he was a monster. If y'all know, y'all know. If y'all used to watch Home Team Hoops, I don't know if they still make videos. But back when I was in middle school, high school, they were going crazy. Corey Sanders was a very fun player to watch.
At 7'6", Taco Fall was hard to miss. He almost tore whole baskets down. Defenders were clearly too small. Although he ended up being unranked in ESPN's 2015 class, he received offers from schools like Georgetown, Florida, and of course Matt Painter and Purdue. But he decided UCF was the best move. He had a great college career where he averaged 11 points and almost 8 rebounds his senior year. He entered the 2019 draft and went undrafted, but the Celtics gave him a shot. And after a couple years in Boston, he had a stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers organization. As of August this year, he signed with the Nanjing Monkey Kings in the CBA. Josh Jackson was a
The Yanjing Monkey Kings. That's a crazy name. But shout out to Taco Fall, man. Shout out to Taco Fall. I remember he was playing Duke. I think he got like dunked on by Zion Williamson, something like that. It was crazy, but man, I can't believe that. No offense to him, I can't believe that somebody that tall, couldn't produce as much as people thought he was. But I'm not saying it was easy, or it should have been easy. But I just thought he was gonna be more than what he was. But if he's still playing professionally, then that's good for him.
The 5-star recruit who many had ranked number 1 in the 2016 class. Mind you, this is ahead of guys like Jason Tatum and De'Aaron Fox. He committed to Kansas and was a stat sheet stuffer his freshman season. He was named Big 12 Freshman of the Year. He put his name in the 2017 NBA draft and was selected 4th overall to the Phoenix Suns. He bounced around to like 4 different teams, including Phoenix, Memphis, Detroit, and Sacramento. But what's impressive is over the 291 games he played in the NBA, he averaged 11.3 points, 4 rebounds, and almost 2 assists per game.
And those are good numbers for an NBA player. Maybe not an NBA All-Star, but for a solid NBA player, those are good numbers.
Unfortunately, the last he played was for the Stockton Kings in Sacramento. But for now, he's out of the league. We covered Nico Mannion a ton.
Is he on the Warriors?
For West Coast Elite's Under Armour team. He was the 9th ranked player in ESPN's 2019 rankings. After a storied career at Pinnacle High School, he committed to Arizona. There, he averaged 14 points and over 5 assists, and he declared for the 2020 NBA draft. Mannion was selected with the 48th overall pick by the Golden State Warriors. And you already know what Draymond had to say. Go make your money and go where you're...
The terrible side of this business that none of these handlers will show this to a kid and discuss how great of a move this is by Nico. Nico Mannion is signed with the Virtus Bologna of Italy's Serie A.
Gonna play. And that's exactly what Nico did. Nico signed a 2-year contract to play professional ball in Italy. And right after his arrival, he was diagnosed with a severe intestinal infection and was forced to miss the training camp. Some sources said he lost almost 40 pounds.
Damn.
But the virus couldn't hold Nico down for long. He bounced back. He recently played in the NBA Summer League and averaged 8.7 points and 4.3 assists. I hope we will see him back in the NBA soon. Quay Parker played...
Nah, what's crazy is that when he was a senior in high school, he was in the same class as Cole Anthony and LaMelo Ball. And if you remember, those three were like, I think it was Cole Anthony was ranked number 1 point guard, Nico Mannion was the number 2 ranked point guard, and LaMelo was the number 3 ranked point guard. But if you remember, them three were like, it was so close that you could have put them in any 3 order, and you would be right. Like if you said LaMelo was number 1, Mannion was number 2, Cole Anthony was number 3, you couldn't even argue it, because that's how close they were. If you put it in any order, you would be right. But now it's like, if you fast forward like 5 years or however many years it was, you look now, LaMelo is way above Cole Anthony and Nico Mannion. Like it's just crazy how like over time shit just changes like wildly. We're gonna skip this. I don't know who Quay Parker is. I don't know who Trey Parker is. Oh, I should Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker was one of the most accomplished high school basketball players of all time. After dominating for Chicago powerhouse Simeon, he went on to go to Duke. Jabari set the Duke record for freshman scoring average at 19.1 points and declared for the NBA draft. He was selected number 2 to the Milwaukee Bucks. He tore his ACL in his rookie year, and unfortunately, injuries seemed to follow him. He bounced around to a few teams.
That's cold.
And ended up being released by the Boston Celtics in January. He now plays for FC Barcelona.
That's just pride talking. There ain't no way FC Barcelona. I don't even have to look at the roster or nothing. They are not competing in the fucking NBA. Get out of
What do
here.
you guys think? Could this team in Barcelona compete?
Absolutely
in the
not.
NBA? Marcus Levette had some of the craziest handles we had ever seen. He blew up after his
Bro, that's
mixtape
dirty.
video got over 8 million views. After high school, he went on to play at St. John's. He was averaging 16 points per game his freshman year, but tore his MCL. And instead of coming back to college, he went to play pro. He is currently playing in the Portuguese Basketball League, where he won the Super Cup MVP, averaging 18 points and over 4 assists per game. And he recently re-signed to stay with that team. You
Shout
had
out to him,
be there
bro.
for the Don Maker era. The South Sudanese big man was something like we had never seen before at this age. He attended Orangeville Prep and was the first player in over a
Good
decade
fucking
to
pass.
enter the NBA draft straight out of high school. He did this by convincing the NBA. He graduated.
He moves quick as hell for somebody that tall.
2015. And in the days leading up to the draft, a number of teams ruled themselves out of selecting Maker in the first round. There was concerns that his age could be anywhere between 21 and 23 after being officially listed as a 19-year-old.
They was capping on his name.
To the Milwaukee Bucks. And after stints with the Bucks and Pistons, he is now playing in the Chinese Basketball Association. Chase Adams
He's
is
still
an
a pro.
absolute mixtape legend. You probably remember him from the Ball is Life
I vaguely remember Chase Adams.
video that got over 16
I never watched that video though. I never watched this video. But I do remember vaguely
million
the name.
Chase went on to dominate at Orr in Chicago, and then he took a prep year at Link Academy. He ended up playing at the University of Portland for 2 years and transferring to Salt Lake Community College for a year. And now he is in his second year at Jackson State University. His first year there, he averaged 8 points and 3.7 assists. 7-foot Haiti-born center.
Never heard of Scalavissier.
After back to the Sacramento Kings, I made so much to look forward to.
Well, that was an interesting video. It was interesting to see how these guys grew over the years, where they ended up, just the path that life took them on. That's one thing about life. You can't plan anything because shit is just gonna work out the way that it's supposed to work out. And look, you could try to fight it, but you're not gonna win. Like, sometimes you just gotta adapt, bro. Like, I'm sure every single person on this list thought that they were all gonna be NBA All-Stars, NBA champions. But look, bro, it's not gonna work out like that for everybody. And it's not their fault. I'm not saying they're bad for thinking that, but it's just that, sometimes, like, it's not gonna work out for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta adapt. You gotta figure it out. A lot of these guys are still playing pro, so it's not like they just gave up or anything. They just adapted. Life took them on a different path than they were expecting, and they're just living it. You feel me? So definitely some lessons we could take from this. I thought it was interesting to see where these guys ended up. A lot of these guys I used to watch in middle school and high school, practicing moves. I saw them doing mixtapes and shit like that. So, I thought it was very interesting. I hope y'all liked the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any other ideas for videos, let me know. And I hope y'all having a great day. I think that's it for today. So I will see y'all next time.